I hear you saying, he says, the borders must be open. The borders must be opened. Because borders are opened for white people. When there is a white person from Mozambique who can't even speak English, you welcome them. When there is a brother from Mozambique into Nelspruit, you call them names, yet you don't call white people names. There is no Mozambique here. There is no Swaziland here. There is no Lesotho here. There is no Botswana here. Zambia or Namibia. There is no Zimbabwe. There is Africa, the continent of our ancestors. We were divided by the colonizers.
My people, things are happening. What if I am to tell you that two African countries, they are erasing the lines between them? They are changing the game. They are building an oil refinery and they've just changed the game. All the borders gone, new oil refinery coming, and Namibia and Botswana are about to erase all their borders. No more borders between them, and everything that is happening in Namibia and Botswana is to benefit the entire SADC, is to benefit the entire continent of Africa. Stay tuned for this exciting news as the presidents of Botswana and Namibia are giving us this good news. Stay tuned, my people.
Even our predecessors in the offices that we now occupy had started some steps in the direction of facilitating free movement of goods and persons between the two countries. We need to build on these initiatives and strengthen and deepen them so that our people are able to travel freely and goods move more swiftly, more smoothly, more quickly. And trade is facilitated.
So that our people will be able to travel freely and goods will travel more easily, more swift. What other good news do you need? I always tell you that Africans, those who want to unite will unite. And we have no business in anyone who believes that he is a better African than any other African. Those Africans who want to unite, let them unite and invite the rest of the continent to unite with them. As Julius Malema always says, that there is no freedom when our people don't have the financial freedom, when our people don't have the right to associate, to go wherever they want to go, when there are these restrictions here in Africa. Let's hear the president speak.
We therefore will need to remove all blockages and barriers to trade, the flow of trade. There are many projects that we can co-invest in as countries. The president was indicating to me, after the discovery of oil and gas in Namibia, the prospect of establishing a refinery, which on some advice would not be viable because of the size of the population, but becomes viable if we take the population as not just the people of Namibia, but the people of this sub-region, more pointedly, and the people of the African continent more broadly. And so this aggregation, this bringing together of our numbers helps us to fortify our economies against the extraneous shocks to which these economies will increasingly be subjected in the unfolding political landscape.
We have a responsibility towards our people in our individual countries, in the sub-region SADC, and Africa as a whole. And I think this is really the time when we are seeing.
My people, did you hear this? That yes, our population as Namibia is little. I always say this. Namibia, Botswana, and all these other countries, we are small countries. This is a leader speaking here. He is saying that if you take our populations, aggregate our populations, and make a refinery, you include your Namibia, Zambia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Angola, and some other countries. You see that you have something that is big. You build your own refinery and you be having very cheap oil. The cheaper the oil, the cheaper the goods, the power your economies will become. You'll be self-reliant. Let's hear
a lot of changes globally that Africa needs to re-engage among itself, and decided on the best way we can serve the people of our continent. We have all what it needed. Over 60 years of Africa's independence. I'm sure we have all the skills that is required, and resources are still there. There's nothing really that can prevent us. What we need is just the political will, and then to act on any decisions that we are taking, which is aimed to save our people. Yes, Namibia and Botswana, we agree to continue strengthening our cooperation. The railway, as you have mentioned, Mr. President, is very critical as an economic driver. Now that Namibia has oil and gas, we cannot claim this to be a Namibian resources. It's a resources in our region. It's a resource in the neighborhood, and we can all benefit from it.
My African people, if you heard the leaders speaking, I'm thrilled and I'm happy to hear this kind of leaders speaking. There are leaders who speak about Africa. They know that if we are divided, we cannot stand. If we are divided, we will not achieve anything. These leaders, they are absolute and they really know what to do and what can take Africa forward. Looking at it, you will see that this is like what Madam Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah was saying, that what is only lacking is the political will. If the political will is right, everything that we see, these countries that we admire, these countries that we all want to go, what they had, what they have, they did right was the political will. We are tired of leaders who just want to enrich themselves, want to make dynasties, and forgetting that us as a continent, we have an obligation to make this continent to be great again. Like what some other commenters and scholars say, that we are not the children of Africa. We are the parents of Africa, because the Africa that we want is not yet born. So the Africa that we want, we will only see it when we have this kind of leadership. The leadership that will say we have to come together to unite and make Africa great. We have to come together not because it's fashionable to do so, but when you don't have money, no man, no voice, no money, no voice. What these leaders are saying is, because our populations are just small, we cannot do much, but we have the resources. And President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah is saying that we cannot claim the resource that is in Namibia now. It is an African resource, and the African people have to benefit. I'm so happy. I am so happy that we are having leaders who are seeing that as a small country, they cannot do anything. As a small population, they cannot do anything. But because we are coming together, by coming together as a people, as a continent, we can achieve much. I take my hat off to these leaders. May the Africa that we envision come to fruition. no more borders, no more passport. People will just migrate from Namibia to Botswana, Botswana to Namibia. That's the kind of Africa that we want. They are doing it in America. Those who gave us the border that we cherish so much, they just did the same. And look at them, they are flourishing. In comment section, if you know any country that was prosperous because it had borders, just write one in the comment section. And I believe every country, they prosper because they brought their forces together and they became a force to be reckoned with. Singapore, as little as they are, they were having civil wars, they were fighting and they were not hearing each other. But once they decide that we are backwards, we have to pull our resources together and become a progressive nation, no one can stop them today. The ball is in our courts, ladies and gentlemen. Whether we will swim or we sink, Africa will rise again. I remain the Osajefo, the president of Africa. I love you all.